This week of chess was exciting, exhausting, and effective. So, without wasting any time, let us learn from my worst moves. In this position, I want to attack the annoying knight at g5. But I oversee that my d-pawn is now defending both knights and is therefore overloaded. After the first knight is taken, I take back with the pawn. Now my second knight is hanging, and white's queen can capture it. Here I classically overloaded a piece with two tasks, and then I lost one knight and later also the game. Instead of blundering my knight, I should have safed my knight and bring it back to d6. In this position, the game would be equal and playable, but okay, mistakes happen. Here again, I blunder a knight. Overall, it looks like I did not value my horses very much this week. I see a free pawn and take it, but I miss that after rook takes at d1, I have to capture the rook. Then the queen looks at my knight and can take it. There are many moves in this position that would have been better, for example, giving a check by moving the queen to c4. Both examples show that I have to think more about how the board looks if my opponent makes one more move, or just ask myself more often, what if... But okay, let us now look at some of my good moves this week. I recognize here that my queen is protecting my bishop, so if I take the knight, I lose my bishop. So I decide to play bishop takes pawn at g7. After I lose the bishop, I can take the knight. So overall, I could win a pawn, and I could open up the king for future attacks. I like here that I did not just move away the bishop, but I used the bishop to weaken black's position and to then win the knight. In the next position, I saw that I can attack the queen, and that the queen can just escape to one square. After that, I can take the bishop. Then the queen takes my bishop, and I can trade the knight against a rook. So overall, I made the very beneficial trade of a knight against a rook. I could calculate everything correctly and then gain a nice advantage. In the two next sequences, I found very nice mating patterns. Of course, my opponents played it bad and missed to defend proper, but nevertheless, I saw the possibility of these checkmates, played it, and could win 2 games. So here in the first example, I see a possible checkmate if I can line up my queen and rook in one line. After white takes the pawn at d5, white cannot protect the king anymore, and I win the game. Here I planned that if my king is in opposition to black's king, I can checkmate him with my tower. Black did not recognize the threat and therefore loses the game, so I win the game. Also, I am 2 pawns down in an endgame. Both checkmate pattern are typical puzzle tasks. Since I make puzzles regularly, I could recognize the chance to produce these situations, and then I could win 2 games. This leads us directly to my biggest learning this week. Sometimes I am annoyed by making puzzles, and I would rather like to directly play some games. But overall, it is absolutely worth to solve puzzles on a daily basis. Through this, I can improve my calculation skills, and through the constant repetition, I can learn to easily spot different patterns, and in the end, this wins me many games. From 12 games played this week, I could win 8. Through this, I could gain 41 rating points and could jump over the magic 1,000. Yeah! Overall, I am very happy with this week. I played very solid, always had the defense of my king in mind, found good attacks and made only a few blunders. Now I hope that in the next week I can keep my rating over 1,000. That was the summary of my chess week. I hope you could learn something and enjoyed watching the video. Have a great week and play some chess!